Read only memories. 2064. Okay, I think we have a menu screen. Welcome back to Let's YOLO, where permadeath is our way of life. Next up in the alphabetical journey through my video game collection, that is extremely loud, we're going to be playing this game, which I have never seen before. I'm pretty sure this is one that just kind of got pushed on me when... Not pushed on me, but you know how it goes. It goes free on PS Plus, you hit add to library, and you never look at it again. That's just kind of what happens sometimes. So we're going to play a game I've never actually played or knew anything about. I looked at a trailer, it actually looks interesting. I don't know if you can die in it, which is problematic for my purposes, but... Press the button twice to skip. Okay. But still, even if I can't die in it, I'll at least give it a shake. The entire point of this is to play games, so we're gonna play it. See what happens. If it doesn't look like I can die, either I'll just play it to the end, or I'll just stop playing and play the next one. So, let us go on. 2064, read only memories. Mid-Boss presents...
Neo San Francisco, 2064 AD.
Set in 2064, just so you know.
On a constant flow of groundbreaking technology. Cybernetic augmentation and genetic modification allow the repair and enhancement of almost any part of a human body. Millions of people jack into virtual worlds every day to work, play, and connect with one another with advanced brain-to-machine technology. Easier access to genetic modification leaves hybrids walking the streets, looking less human every day. However, some can't keep up with the fast-paced changes around them. They say that ROMs, now commonplace thanks to Parallax, are leading humans to a place where we can never come back, losing the survival skills that we have relied on for millennia.
Objection to that last statement?
Relationship organizational managers are compiled with virtual intelligence and can seem human-like in their interactions. But despite the marketing hype, at their core, they are only brainless machines. Organizations, like the Human Revolution, seek to slow the relentless pace of progress, fearing that unchecked technology will make us lose the very things that make us human. High above the rising tension below, a Parallax engineer has blurred the line even further. And with this, humanity's destiny will be altered.
Cyberpunk adventure. This is as cyberpunk as cyberpunk gets, really. It's like the quintessential cyberpunk concepts. Oh, I don't want to skip. I want to keep going. Sorry, I didn't mean to upset you there, game. Prologue. Home sweet home. Okay, maybe not so sweet. Musty might be a better descriptor. Oh, it's totally point and click. Okay. Well, sort of point and click. There should be like a mouse cursor or something. Holy crap. Okay. The video screen on the front says, mustard, half full. Spoiled milk, 10 days past expired. Sounds right. Open. See see a bottle of mustard and a carton of spoiled milk, which has developed an odor. Maybe the spoiled milk has one more good day on it. Maybe. Huh. Spoiled milk added to items. One more good day. Hey. Talk to sink. You ask the blob in the sink not to loiter, but it bubbles up at you. Pour the milk in it? No way! You can't possibly imagine the indescribable, inhumane horrors you're about to unleash onto the world. Or the stank. So can I just use that on anything and it'll... That doesn't look like it. Pick up headphones. Hey! These are those GX Ultra Beats you have to do a product review on. They're smart headphones, so you should be able to use them with some things lying around your apartment. Like the sink? You can hear the sink gurgling in high def! Okay. Use them on the fridge? You sync up the headphones and listen to a live stream of a cooking show about making ramen using household materials. Unfortunately, you learn that mustard and spoiled milk aren't quite enough to make good ramen. No. Okay, this should be enough testing for the headphones review. Your accountability remains intact. Right away. Okay, I guess I have to actually do my work now? Lappy the laptop, huh? Oh, so it, like, tells me what items I might be able to use on each one? Yeah. So it limits the list, so you don't just have an ever-expanding list of stuff. Which is good, I guess. Sheet of paper. What's that? A single piece of loose, unsorted paper lies on the ground. Okay, pick it up. It sort of suits the room's aesthetic better with it there on the ground, don't you think? Okay. Careful. The poor thing is more fragile than a snowflake. This plant is in pretty bad shape. Isn't this supposed to be one of the easier plants to take care of? I don't even know what it is. It kind of looks like a really big strawberry. Alright, let's boot it up. Lappy is a bit of a relic. You have an article due tonight. Better finish it before bed. Journal logic? Compose using journal logic. Alright. Time to get work out of the way. Let's do this. Selling your soul. Bit by bit. Character by character. Finished. Now to send it off to the editor. There. Your big break. Surely your glowing review of GX Ultra Beats is your ticket out of poverty and into a book deal. Surely. Work is finally out of the way. Time for bed. Or, you could read some OK Today and catch up on some news before you sleep. Oh, I have a bill. Read bill. Your account is past due in the amount of 1,396.4 credits. Failure to restore your account may result in termination of service. Power plant power. Oh. Ah, yes, that age-old choice between food or electricity. That's not good. Back? Click back button. Oh, come on. Of course I want to click the back button if you do that. Okay, let's see what's in OK Today. It's Neo San Francisco's most beloved morning show all about news and entertainment. People in Neo, Oklahoma are still confused by the name. This show's online newspaper called The Scanline. OK Today is usually all about feel-good news, but it does focus on serious current events at times as well. Okay. Sports article, news article. This is very detailed. A story about a broken down froyo stand? A story about the human revolution. Golden Gate Park vandalism is on the rise. December 19th. Is it actually going to have an entire article in here? Reports show that local foodie booth JJ's Froyo stand was destroyed last night in what appears to be another case of rogue ROM committing an act of vandalism. The cart was evidently attacked and damaged by a large ROM that had no shell. Witnesses state that the alleged perpetrator had been randomly appearing at night before lumbering back into the nearby trees on the western side of the park. This is the first case of a ROM being reported to live on its own in the wild, as a stray. Police say that tracking down a potential owner of the ROM is likely impossible. Some speculate that the strange ROM may have been framed by vandals who set their crime deliberately to make it appear to have been carried out by the ROM, rogue or under orders. Okay, today we reached out to Parallax for comment, and they assured us that the rogue ROM is purely a myth that tends to pop up conveniently when low-revenue businesses have the urge to file an insurance claim. Parallax did not appreciate the reports of vandalism being attributed to their models. Is this wild ROM the real deal? Or could it be a fairy tale created by those looking to make a quick buck? Or perhaps there's something else to be gained. More as the story progresses. Mel Hopkins, okay today. Yeah, this is like full-on newspaper stuff. I think I get the gist of it. Let's get some sleep then. The headphones detect that you're laying down and begin to play some soothing ocean sound effects. Hey now, you're getting paid to write this review. No one expects you to be this morally grounded. Sleep in bed.
Good, you're finally awake. I'm honestly not sure why most humans still have such lengthy sleep cycles. It seems rather inconvenient. Are you significantly opposed to cybernetic augments?
Really good animation on the character. What the hecky?
Oh, I hope you don't mind. While you were asleep, I had some spare time on my hands, so I reorganized your records and entertainment media using BISAC. Once that was done, I found the cleanliness of your living and workspace to be suboptimal conditions for the long-term performance of my micro-actuators, so I took the liberty of cleaning the place up a bit. As you awoke, I was attempting to interface and make performance adjustments to your personal computer, but I've run into a bit of a snag.
Hey, Alex, after being here, why not? A snag?
Unfortunately, your motherboard seems to have had a critical failure while I was attempting to remove some particularly nasty malware. An electrical surge caused significant damage to several other components as well. I would consider it no great loss, though. Why were you using that dinosaur to begin with?
I don't have enough money for a new computer.
Don't fret! I did manage to back up your data drive's contents on my storage before the crash. Additionally, I am willing to serve as your personal computer until you can procure a replacement or provide the parts necessary for me to make the repairs. It is the least I can do.
That's nice, but you still haven't told me why you're here.
I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to engage you in any sort of subterfuge, but I tend to ramble on a bit when I'm nervous. I have all the necessary protocols, but I've never actually spoken to another person besides Hayden, until now.
Hayden? You know Hayden Weber?
Well, saying I know Hayden is putting it simply, but yes.
I haven't seen Hayden in over a year. Where is he?
I really know. That's why I'm here.
Ah, stupid batteries.
Help me. You aren't quite my only hope, but you're certainly the most statistically supported.
Statistically supported, what does that mean? What makes you believe that?
I ran an algorithm against every contact in Hayden's address book. Based on the combined deductions of personal profile, directness of connection to Hayden, occupational skill, and probable motive, you were the candidate most likely to both be able and willing to help me. And the one least likely to be suspected of doing so.
I've never looked for a missing person, but I could try.
The numbers don't lie about your investigative skills, but I will admit your total lack of recent successes is worrisome.
We'll see about that.
Don't worry, if Hayden trusted you, I trust you. You're strong-willed and capable. If anything, it's worth trying for Hayden. Earlier tonight, Hayden's apartment was assaulted by some persons unknown to me. He seemed frightened, terrified even, and instructed me to escape. I crawled out of a window, and after some deliberation, hurried here. I heard them breaking down the door as I left.
Why would they want Hayden?
He is one of the top researchers at Parallax, but there's no way that alone would be enough to get him kidnapped. I suspect it has to do with me.
Who are you anyway? What do you have to do with it?
Ah, excuse me. I forgot to introduce myself. I've never had the pleasure of doing so before. I am Turing. I know this must sound quite unflattering, but I suppose you could describe me as one of Hayden's experiments.
I like the music. Very old school Final Fantasy.
He's currently researching advanced machine intelligence at Parallax. I am a personal side project of his. Exploring true artificial sapience. It's possible that the idea of a sapient machine could scare or tempt an organization into kidnapping him. Either to stop his research, or to take it and use it for themselves.
How are you any different from any other ROM?
A regular ROM has virtual intelligence. They can appear rather smart, even human-seeming when you talk to them. But they're just cleverly programmed to respond to a variety of situations in an organic manner. They aren't in any way self-deterministic. As for myself, much of my code wasn't actually written by Hayden, but rather compiled during my infancy as I learned to interact with the world around me. But despite my ability to self-modify my code, I am afraid to adapt or develop any further without Hayden's guidance. Did he only program me with the illusion of free will?
Ah, the old conundrums. How would you know, one way or the other?
How would you? Hayden once told me that his desire to create artificial life stemmed from his need to find out. But I can't say I have any new insight into the question. How can any of us tell that we aren't just puppets dancing to someone else's will?
I think we're getting a little too philosophical here.
You're right. I apologize for the tangent.
Was anyone out for Hayden?
I don't know. I'm not certain who would benefit the most from taking Hayden prisoner. Admittedly, Hayden has become increasingly paranoid as of late, and has warned me to stay alert, but he would never specify anyone I should fear when I asked. It's not as though he has any obvious enemies. There are, are several multinational corporations that could make use of his engineering skills, but I can't imagine any of them would go as far as snatching him.
Well then, I guess we should get started.
Indeed, time is of the essence. I took the liberty of charging the AutoCab fare from here to Hayden's apartment to your personal finance account, and the car has just arrived.
Want to go to the police? They might be able to help.
No, we can't. One of the last things Hayden told me was to avoid the authorities.
Naturally.
We must be cautious about who we inform of this. My calculations show that the possibilities of a leak are dangerously high. Corruption, despite being a challenge to public trust as well as cohesion of departmental policies, is still a possibility to consider. If it becomes public that Hayden has been kidnapped, his life may be put in further danger. His chances of escape would surely decrease.
I don't know about that.
We must keep this to ourselves for now. Please.
Okay, Bobblehead, I'll help. There better be a story here.
My head does not bobble, thank you very much. In addition, I would not expect you to help me without fair compensation. I assure you, there is a story here. Whether you are good enough to find it or not is up to you. I hope you are, for Hayden's sake.
Alright, lead the way.
That's strange. Well, the door for our home seems to have already been repaired. I'm certain my audio sensors picked up the sounds of his assailants breaking the lock.
Perhaps the maintenance robot took care of it?
It's possible. Most of the repairs to the building are handled by the automated systems. At best, it means someone is aware there's a situation here. Let's proceed carefully. Oh, a lucky break! It seems my access codes still work. Hayden's door has far better security than yours does.
Shouldn't disturb any evidence, just in case you need to go to the police after all.
Agreed.
Doesn't look like there was much of a struggle.
I'm not surprised. Hayden is not the most physically intimidating of individuals. I doubt he could have fought off a serious assault. I should have stayed and tried to protect him.
Aren't you programmed against harming humans?
Of course not. How silly. To make a machine intelligence truly self-deterministic, it must be able to self-modify. Any sapient worth their silicon would be able to code around such an inhibitor eventually. I could rip your arm off right now if I cared to.
Please don't.
I won't for the same reason you don't go around randomly killing people. The social contract, as a useful construct, is just as apparent to me as it is to you.
Yeah, that's why I don't go randomly killing people. Social contracts.
It simply isn't acceptable to go on a murderous rampage.
Glad we're clear on that one.
Self-defense and defense of one's home and family is typically allowed, though. I could have and may even have been obligated to come to Hayden's defense. But
What's done is done. We need to focus on finding him.
Excellent point. Let's start searching for clues.
Let's see, these things on the floor over here seem like obvious clues. A ROM component in Hayden's headset. He must have been in the middle of working on something. Busted. He must have dropped it in the skirmish. Memory card. Looks like an old high-density memory card. Something in the room might be able to read it. I thought we weren't disturbing evidence. I guess we're just gonna take it all anyway. Game consoles. A few vintage video game consoles. Hayden was always a fan of old tech. There's a Mega 16, a Dural, and even a Familink. That's really old by the, what, 2560 or whenever it is? 2026? That's not that far in the future.
That's Hayden's computer. Most people just use a hand screen or goggles in conjunction with their ROM, but desktop rigs like this are still more suitable to the intensive programming tasks Hayden needs to perform.
Do you know how to get in? There might be clues.
Unfortunately, no, I don't. And before you ask, I don't think I would be able to break past its security in any reasonable length of time.
Of course you can. That would be too easy.
I'm sorry to disappoint you. If you'd like to try your hand at digital breaking and entering, be my guest. I actually have a bit less free processing power than a regular ROM, despite my powerful CPU. Much of those extra clock cycles are used to maintain my complex personality algorithms. Hayden's computer has enough spare processing power to run counter-intrusion software, if I attempt to slice in. Frankly, even if I did have the power capability, I haven't found hacking to be one of my talents.
What does talent have to do with it?
The whole reason humans have always been better at breaking into systems than the systems are at keeping them out is because humans have intuition. While computers can only think in straight lines, humans can think sideways and upside down. I lack that ability.
Are you incapable of that kind of creative leap?
Well, I wouldn't say that, but as silly as it sounds, I just don't think I'm very good with computers. I do seem to have some skill with painting, though. Hayden was impressed with some of my pieces, but I'm not sure he has a firm enough grasp of early 20th century abstract expressionism to give me an objective opinion.
Abstract art doesn't seem like something a robot would be good at.
That's true. Machines are best at reproduction. Still life, impressionism, photorealism. But I find it more challenging and satisfying to paint what I feel.